getting back to the banks.
Yeah. So with the credit card, you can see they need two names. They need you to give them your true, correct, lawful name and date of registration. And then they ask you what date of birth you are, and you give the born date up here, which is the surname. The surname is the surety. So you become the surety of that account. But then when you think about it, if the bank offers you an account, then whose account is the bank account? Does it belong to you, or is it their account? Because banks always call you the account holder. You're the holder of the account, and they always say you hold the accounts. So another question you should ask yourself, you could ask the bank this too, and it causes a bit of trouble, but at least ask yourself first. Ask yourself, am I the holder of the account or the owner of the account? So if you've got a bank account and you call the bank up and you ask that question, then you'll find out that you're the holder of the account. So if you ask, well, if you're the holder of the account, who owns the account? The bank owns the account. So if there's a debt, and like a house loan or something, then really the bank are the ones that own the debt, and you are just the holder of the debt. You went in and you created it, you agreed to it and everything under your surety name. But when it boils down to it, the bank are the bank are the owners of the debt, and you become the agreed holder for the debt under the surname. And what I did is I said, well, I asked these questions. Well, if I'm the holder of the account, would that mean that I'm the trustee of the account? And she admitted, yes, I'm the trustee. So I said, well, back to Black's Law Dictionary, if you look at the word trustee or trust in trust accounts and trust law, so the trustee is it should be compensated as a trustee. So if I'm the trustee of the bank account or the holder of the bank account, would I not have the right to charge you a compensation for holding the bank account loan? Because the house loan is actually your loan. It's not mine, it's yours. You said that you're the owner of the account and I'm the holder. So if I'm the holder of the account, can I charge you a holding fee? And then she said, well, you've got to pay. And I said, I haven't said I'm not going to pay. I'm offering you a choice. Would you like me to remain as the holder of your bank account? And I said, as a holder, I'll charge you $850,000 a year to hold the account. Well, I didn't refuse to hold the loan account. I just agreed to hold it. But when I found out what had happened, then I offered them the choice of I'll continue to act as the holder of the debt account, because it was a home loan account and it was a debt account, but they admitted it was their account and I was the holder. So they didn't respond. So I sent a notice, email, and also put it down to the bank and stuck it up on the window at the kiosk as you walk into the girls at the teller desk. And I said, there's a notice, and it's just a fee. If it's $850,000 a year to hold the $60,000 debt that I had with the bank, because I'm the trustee. I said, it's your account. And that was it. They didn't respond. They didn't pay the fee. So the house loan just vanished, along with all of my accounts and the $8,000 credit card. They all vanished.
What amount was owing on the house loan?
Around 62 or something. I'm not sure actually. It's been that long since I looked at it. Around 60. It wasn't a great amount of money. It was only $120 a week or something. And the $8,000 credit card, that happened first. And I said to the bank manager, I said, well, if I'm not Mr. Stover and I'm actually Romley Stewart, with the date, the true date of birth, the registration date, well, that means I am the bank. And I said, this $22,000 that you downloaded or tried to download, I said, if you did, it was actually, I think it was, at that time, it was less than that. I said, you've got to repay that back to the, to me. Because if you borrowed the $22,000, like in this case, if you borrowed the $22,000 from the correct name, the Romney Stewart name, and the date of registration, and you lent it to the surname with the born date, well then the surname's got to pay this debt. But if the surname disappears and I wind up coming back to the true name and I realise that, no, sorry, I'm not the surname, I'm the real one, then that surname has got to give me back the money. And then if the bank had already given that to the surname, but the surname suddenly disappeared, then it's the bank that owes the money back to the sovereign, sort of. Because there's the sovereign account, and they borrowed it from the sovereign, and then they lent it to the idiot, which is the sovereign that didn't know his name. So as soon as the idiot comes and goes, whoopsie, I'm back as the sovereign, I worked out who I am. And all the money that the bank has been holding for the sovereign suddenly has to go back. So you didn't really borrow money from the bank at all. You borrowed money from your own estate, but the bank became the agent for your estate, and all of its fees are, is what it makes. But the thing is, here's the sovereign. If you wind up over here as the debtor, or the surety name, or the surname, and you never come back here, then all the money that this bank got from the real man, the bank got it from here, and you were over there. If you don't ever come back here, all the money you're paying back to the bank, will the bank pay it back to where it got it from? Because if he's gone over that side and never comes back here, then under trust law, the trustee, the bank becomes a trustee of the real trust. This bank then has the right to hold the estate. And then, so let's look at who is this bank then? I mean, we look at the banks. This is St. George credit card, or St. George Bank, but it belongs to Westpac Banking Corp. And Westpac Banking Corp, it's registered to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, just where the Commonwealth of Australia is registered to. So then we go back to, well, who owns that? It's the United States Federal Reserve, or United States. And then who owns that? Well, we're not too sure what's going on. But somehow or other, this bank got this money, borrowed it from the real man, and then sold it on to this man here. And when this one here paid it back, this guy wasn't there, so they get to keep the money. So if this was our real government and our real banks, well, it wouldn't be so bad because the money would be staying in Australia. But this bank here, St. George, is registered to the Commonwealth, is Westpac Banking Corp. Westpac Banking Corp is registered to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. So that means that all the money that they borrowed from the sovereign winds up back overseas to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. And that's how it works. And the evidence is that when you start up a bank account, you must give the Christian name and the date of registration. That's where the real money comes from. But of course, then the surety name up here, or the surname, the all uppercase gloss, which is the concealment. And let's just read it again so we can see it. So that's the, see these all uppercase names. I think we've got an all uppercase name down here. Quilt. People would assume it's Queensland, but that's not how you abbreviate Queensland. That's QLD in all uppercase. That's a sign. A gloss. And a gloss. And it's here. I love this. It's a concealment, and which is of course for a stopper, mind you. The synonyms of gloss: conceal, cover up, hide, camouflage, disguise, mask when that's a person fail.